Allocate payments. Sometimes you may pay supplier advances and later enter the supplier invoice to the system. Or when you enter the supplier payment, you may forget to allocate supplier invoices. In that case, when you generate supplier balances based outstanding report, system will display invoices separately and payments separately. If system displays invoices separately and payments separately, you cannot get the accurate view of the supplier outstanding. Therefore, you need to allocate your supplier payments. You can allocate supplier payments from supplier module. Go to suppliers, transactions, allocate payments. Select the supplier from drop-down menu. Click refresh. You can view unpaid invoices in left side and unallocated receipts in right side. There are few options. First, show outstanding only. If you check this checkbox, system will display only outstanding amounts. You can see in all invoices there are due amounts. If you uncheck this checkbox and refresh, system will display all invoices. In first invoice, due amount is 0. That means already settled or allocate invoice. If you want to view only outstanding invoices, you can check this checkbox and refresh. Display options. There are 3 display options. First, all invoices. Second option, invoice between. Third option, specific invoice number. If you select all invoices, system will display all outstanding invoices. If you select second option, invoices between, you can set a date range. You can select from date, and to date. If you set from to date and refresh, system will display only that date range outstanding invoices. Third option, specific invoice number. If you want to view only specific number, you can type that invoice number. Click refresh. System will display only that invoice number. Let's discuss how to allocate payments. Now you have unallocated invoices in left side and unallocated payments in right side. In this supplier, you can see there are unallocated supplier returns, unallocated supplier adjustments, and unallocated supplier payments. Furthermore, in invoice side, you can see in second invoice, due amount is lesser than the invoice amount. That means we have paid partially to this supplier invoice. Let's discuss how to allocate unallocated items to the invoice. Now, for this supplier, we have 100,000 payment and 100,000 outstanding invoice. You can drag and drop this supplier payment to the supplier invoice. You can drag and drop. When you drag, you can see that icon color is red, and when you move to the invoice, it will change to green. Initially, it's red, and when you move to the invoice, it will change to green. Like that, you can drag and drop to the invoice. When you allocate the payment to the invoice, that invoice due amount will reduce. In this example, we have allocated full amount, therefore due amount reduced to 0. And also that payment not displayed in the unallocated items section. If you want to unallocate it again, you can move the payment from left side to right side. You can drag and drop, then again you can view that payments in the unallocated item section, and due amount again increase to 100,000. Like that, if you want, you can allocate payments. By clicking plus mark, you can view what are the transactions allocated to this invoice. Now second invoice, there's a payment allocated to the invoice, and third invoice, you can see payment allocated. Like that, you can allocate unallocated items to the invoice. You can just drag and drop, and you can allocate. Like that, you can allocate unallocated items to the invoice. If you want unallocated again, you can drag and drop to the right side. Sometimes you may allocate different amount than the invoice amount. Example, you want to allocate this 100,000 payment to 6,000 to this first invoice, 30,000 for second invoice, and 10,000 for third invoice. If you want to allocate one payment to multiple invoices, you can allocate like from drag and drop. Now we have allocated to first invoice, then that due amount reduced to 0, and in this payment you can see unallocated amount reduced to 40,000. Again we will drag and drop. Second invoice due amount became to 0, and in that payment unused amount reduced to 10,000. Again we can drag and drop to this 100,000. Now due amount became to 90,000, and payment not available in the unallocated items. So if you want to allocate one payment to multiple invoices, you can allocate. Sometimes you need to allocate specific amount to particular invoice. Now for an example, from this 100,000 you need to allocate 50,000 to this first invoice. If you want to allocate specific amount, you cannot just drag and drop. Now if you allocate like this, you can see entire 6,000 reduced from the invoice. If you want to allocate specific amount, you can use this split unallocated item amount. Then we can allocate specific amount to an invoice. Now, from this 100,000 payment, you need to allocate 50,000 to this first invoice, 25,000 for second invoice, and 25,000 for third invoice. If you want to allocate a specific amount, check on this split unallocated item amount. After that, you can drag and drop. Now, when you drag and drop, system will open new window to enter the allocated amount. You can enter the allocate amount. We will enter 50,000 and click OK. Now you can see this total invoice amount is 60,000. You have allocated 50,000. Due amount reduced to 10,000. And in this payment, total invoice amount is 100,000. Unused amount reduced to 50,000. Again, we will allocate 25,000 to the second invoice. Enter 25,000. Click OK. Now, here previously it was 30,000 due amount. Now it reduced to 5,000. And in this payment, unused amount reduced to 25,000. We will allocate balance 25,000 to this invoice. Enter 25,000. Click OK. Now you can see this invoice due amount reduced to 75,000 and unallocated payment not available in the right side. Now you can see first invoice that payment PAY 3 available 50,000, allocated 50,000 to this first invoice, allocated 25,000 to second invoice, and allocated 25,000 to third invoice. Like that, you can use split unallocated item amounts for allocate specific amount to the invoice. Like that, you can allocate payments, returns, and adjustment to supplier invoices. After allocate transactions, you can save. We will generate our supplier outstanding report again. Go to suppliers, reports, supply balances days outstanding. Select detailed and view report. Here, previously there was 100,000 invoice and payment. Now it's not available here. We will go to previous report, 100,000 invoice and payment available. Now that transactions not available because we have allocated the transaction. In this report, previous report also, outstanding is 64,000. Total outstanding 64,000. In this report also, total outstanding is 64,000. However, that unallocated transactions not available. Like that, you can allocate unallocated transactions and you can generate the accurate supplier outstanding report. Furthermore, if you want to view unallocated items, you can view report, go to suppliers, reports, you can view unallocated supplier unallocated report, and from this report you can view what are the unallocated payments, and from here you can get transactions and go to supplier allocation and allocate those transactions.